Hello there. Hi, Assalamu alaikum. This is Amnah here from My English Matters. And let me know if you're watching me. Today, we are live again for our weekly Tuesday Facebook Lives at 10 a.m. So, today I'm going to be talking about 10 ways to stay motivated to learn English. This is a question that we get so many times through email and through our DMs about how do we stay motivated to learn English, especially in an environment where most of the people surrounding us are speaking Malay or speaking another language which is not English. So it can be difficult to stay motivated. So say hi to me if you're watching me. Hi, Nur Habiba. Hello, Afzan. Hi, Aisha. Great to see you. Hi, Nur Fazlina. I'm so glad that you're joining me here today live. So again, today we're going to talk about 10 ways to stay motivated to learn English. Tell me in the comments, do you have this problem as well? Do you have a problem of staying motivated to learn English? And why? Why do you have this problem? Is it because nobody around you speaks English? Maybe your family don't speak English. Maybe you don't even speak English at work. So you want to learn English, but it's so difficult for you to stay motivated. Hi, Abby. Hello, Madam Azima. Hi, Annie. Hi, Hasnina. Thanks so much for saying hi to me. So great to see you here live today. All right, so let's get started, shall we? So I'm going to share with you 10 ways to stay motivated to learn English. And you can share your comments with me. Like, if you have any questions, let me know, then I'll address them during this live session. But what I want to tell you is that these 10 ways are based on my own experience of how I stay motivated to learn something. So it's not necessarily just English that you want to learn. You can apply these tips even if you want to learn something else, right? Because we believe that English communication is a skill. It's just like anything that you want to learn. Like if you want to learn to cook, it's a skill, right? You can learn it, okay? Or you want to learn how to play golf. I don't know how to play golf, but if I put in the time, if I stay motivated, if I learned and implemented and practiced it, I can be a good golfer, right? So it can be applied for any situation in life. Hello, Ji Heng. Hi. No, I'm not using a teleprompter. Suhani, hello. This is my husband's friend. Say hi. He is here. You can message him. He's doing his work today. All right. Okay, let's go to number 1. Figure out why you want to improve your English. Now, it's hard for us to stay motivated to do something if we don't know why we are doing it. So for me, a few years ago, I wanted to learn a language other than English. I actually wanted to learn Arabic, right? And I didn't really have a reason why I wanted to learn it. And so I left that because I didn't have a strong enough reason why I wanted to learn it. So if I can figure out a reason why I want to learn Arabic, for example, I would probably go ahead and keep on learning consistently. And then, so I want you to figure out what is the reason you want to improve your English. Maybe you want to improve your English because you want to get promoted, or maybe you feel that you struggle at work. So maybe at work you have to speak English and then you have a lot to share, but it's so difficult for you to share because of this language barrier. And maybe you just want to be a more fluent in English because of career satisfaction and job satisfaction. It's important for you that way. So go back and think of the reason that you want to improve your English. That's so important for you to figure out why. It's not just, I just want to impress my friends. It's not a strong enough reason for you to improve your English. So figure out what is the reason behind you wanting to improve your English. All right. Next tip. Visualize yourself being fluent and proficient in English. So I'm reading this book that I just got. I like to order books online. It's called bookdepository.com. I like to order from that because there are some books that I want to read, but I can't find them in our local stores. So I I order them online, and then because it's from UK, if I'm not from the UK, the books arrive about a few weeks later. And I just got my book. It's called The Vision Driven Leader. And I forgot that I bought that book, but let me get to my point. So when I got it, I was like, oh, okay, this is great. I forgot that I even ordered this book. So it was great to read it. So I'm reading that book now, and it's really important. It's not having a vision is not just for leaders, it's for everybody. So he says in that book that you have to have a vision first before you have a strategy. So how this applies is that your vision, what is your vision? You have to visualize yourself being fluent and being proficient. So maybe for you, you visualize yourself feeling confident, or you are sitting in a meeting room with your colleagues and your bosses, and you're visualizing yourself confidently sharing your opinions or confidently speaking up for yourself in front of them, and visualizing them looking at you and responding well to you. So visualize these things for yourself, right? And another thing is, you can also imagine yourself, if you wanted to do like you had to do public speaking. Visualize yourself standing on stage or standing in front of a group of people and being able to do that confidently, right? So that is one of the first steps of staying motivated, so that you can visualize yourself being confident. All right. Number 3, write down your goals and look at them every day. All right. So now I want you to think about, now that you're visualizing yourself being confident, being fluent in English, I want you to write down that goal. And the tip that I have for you to write down your goal is to write it as if it was in the present tense. Okay, this is also something that the book called The Vision Driven Leader says about writing your vision in the present tense. Because when you write it in the present tense, you are living that vision, you are living that goal already. So instead of saying, I want to be confident, you say, I am confident when it comes to speaking in English, or I am courageous in speaking up for myself at work. So you create this identity for yourself. So it's not just a goal, but it's more like an identity for yourself. And this is what I personally do. I write it every single day. I write down my goals every single day. That might be a bit too much for you, but I am a person who's a bit obsessed with productivity and goal achievement. So that works for me. I write down my goals every day, the things that I want to achieve or the things that I want to feel. Like today, I actually wrote, I am prepared and charismatic on video, because that is the goal that I want for myself for today. Right? I want to be prepared for this Facebook Live because I need to serve you guys. So you have to write it down. You don't have to write it down every day like me, but it's best to have your goal somewhere that you can see it every day. And you have to also think about how far that you have come now compared to where you were, say, 10 years ago, right? There must have been something that you did every day to achieve whatever that you have achieved now, right? Something that you did every day, or something that reminded you of something every day to get where you are now, right? So if your goal is you want to be fluent in English, you've got to look at this goal every day, or as much as you can as possible. Just stay motivated if it's important for you to stay motivated, right? If it's not important for you, you're not going to look at your goals every day. Right, another one. Number 4, determine the one thing that you need to do consistently and schedule it. Right, some motivational speakers, they say determine the 5 moves that you need to do to get to that goal that you're trying to achieve. But for me, for normal people like us, I would recommend that you just determine just that one thing that you need to do consistently, and to schedule it. So important for you to schedule it. I'm the type of person who likes to go with the flow. I don't like to schedule myself, but I realized that if I wanted to feel like I was progressing towards a goal, I needed to schedule my days and I needed to schedule my time for the important things. If not, I would just be wasting my time looking at social media, browsing through the news, which I still do that now, but I make sure that I have the time in my day to do something that gets me to my goal. So if you are already not already using a planner or a journal or something to schedule your time, do that. So it could just be simple like a notebook. Like I have my notebook. I use my notebook every day. I put like a line. Can you see that? I put like a line in the middle for the hours of the day and then what I want to do for that day. It's not about being strict and regimented. It's about knowing and being intentional with your time. So you could figure out, okay, every single week, I want to spend 1 hour learning English. So schedule that in your day. What day is it? What is the best day for you? Maybe you're so busy. Maybe you have small children. Figure out what day will that be most easy for you, okay? And then what time? Maybe after the kids go to sleep at night, right? If it's important for you, you will make time for it. But don't be so hard on yourself that you weren't able to do every single thing that you scheduled on your calendar. But it's just having that intention, having a plan for your day that will help you a lot, right? So highly recommended to schedule your days. I know lots of people don't do that. I didn't do that for so many years. I only started journaling and planning in 2017. So that was like 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago. I know it's hard, but I've created a system for myself that works for me. And I'm not going to be hard on myself if I don't do something that I scheduled, but at least I know that I'm moving slowly and consistently towards whatever goal that I've set myself for. Okay, Zafira said, can you give more examples in present tense in writing our vision to get a clear idea? All right. Some examples are, okay, what is your goal? Right? Figure out, I want to be, for example, I want to be a public speaker. If you want to write that in the present tense, you would say, I am a public speaker. That's what you do. Or in my example is that I wanted to start exercising. Okay, I'm a person who does not like exercising. It's not fun for me. But one of the goals that I write every day is I exercise every day for 40 minutes. That is the present tense, not I want to exercise every day for 40 minutes. So the present tense, I exercise every day for 40 minutes. So I create that identity about myself that I'm a person who exercises every day for 40 minutes, right? Okay, I hope that helps, Zafira. Thanks for your question. Right, number 5. Tell people what you plan to do consistently to keep yourself accountable. So if you look at number 4, the tip was determine that one thing that you need to do consistently and schedule it. So consistently, what that means is something that you do on a schedule. So if it's once a week, then it's once a week. If it's once a day, then it's once a day. Consistent. That means it's like a uniform. It doesn't change. It's not erratic. It's regular schedule, right? But now you don't only schedule it for yourself, but you share with people. You tell people what your plan is, what is the thing that you want to do consistently. And this will help you to stay accountable, right? So what we do if you notice that at the beginning of this video, I actually said that we are going live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And in my mind this morning, I didn't feel like going live, but I told myself, this is what I promised to our subscribers, to our followers. I promised them that we are going live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. So I have to stay accountable to that promise. So when you share your goal, when you share the thing that you want to do every single week, you will have that little push for you to keep going because you know that you promised it to someone, right? So that's a tip, to tell other people what you want to do. Right. All right. Okay. Thanks, Zafira. Great to hear that you can understand now. Number 6, find a friend or a partner to team up with. All right, so there's actually this statistic that says that the American Society of Training and Development did a study on accountability. So it's similar to tip 5, but they say that you have a 65% chance of achieving or completing a goal if you commit to someone. But if you have a specific accountability partner, or you have an accountability partner means somebody that you meet on a regular basis to share your progress with someone, you have up to a 95% chance of reaching that goal. So this is important, to find someone who you can partner up with. Maybe it's your friend, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your children, or if nobody in your immediate environment will team up with you for this, maybe you have to go out and find someone. Maybe you need to join a class or join a group, or you can join an online course or something like that, where you have peers, where you have colleagues that you can team up with. And it really helps to have someone where you can share your progress with. So find that person for you. If you can't find it in your circle of friends, then you have to push yourself to go out and find those people. Okay. And for myself as well, when it comes to me, when it comes to reaching a goal, when I look back, I notice that all my big goals have been achieved because I teamed up with someone. I found a team to help me, to keep me accountable, and we work together towards that goal. Okay. Number 7, have a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. So if you've been following My English Matters for a while, you will know that we always talk about this growth mindset. About, because we always get people saying, my English is so bad. I've not improved my English since I was in high school or since primary school. Know that you are not stuck at one level of English forever. You could be stuck at that level forever if you don't proactively do something about it. But you have the capability, the ability to go to that next level. You have the ability to grow. So we must all have this growth mindset, knowing that we are not stagnant at one level. We have that ability to grow if we put in the work, we put in the time, we consistently learn and consistently implement what we are learning. So having that growth mindset is so important, because if you have a fixed mindset, you're always telling yourself, my English is so bad, I'll never improve. That is a fixed mindset. A growth mindset is, my English is not as what it is that I want it to be, but I know that I can improve. That is having a growth mindset, knowing that you can figure it out and you can grow. Number 8, take small but consistent steps. This is so important, because we always think that, I'm going to push myself to join this online course, and then I'm going to be fluent in English in 2 weeks, for example. That is not the correct way to look at it. The correct way is to see it like you have to be taking small steps, small and consistent steps to get where you want to be. It's not an overnight thing, it's a lifetime thing. And sometimes another thing that we forget to do is we forget to look back and see how much we have achieved over the few years and tell ourselves that we have done well. So we've got to take small steps, and we've also got to celebrate how far we've come. And sometimes we're always progressing so forward that we forget where we've been, how we are doing. So it's really important to take those small steps and know that even the smallest step is moving you forward towards your goal. Okay. I hope that helps. And I want to tell you that this is another thing that I have applied myself to taking that consistent step, is that we consistently send an email to our email subscribers. So If you haven't signed up yet to myenglishmatters.com, go to myenglishmatters.com, sign up for our email list. We send emails every Thursday. So that is our consistent step. And once, at first, it was like, oh, an email every single week. I don't know if I'm able to do that. But once I scheduled it, I did it every single week. I felt like it was easy. It became easy for me to write every single week. It was actually more for myself, to teach myself to do something consistently so that I get better and better each week, right? So it's the small steps that count. It's not, the big steps do count, but it's really the small things that you do every single day as a habit that will add up. All right, number 9, challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. So just now I said about taking the small steps. But at the same time, you do need to challenge yourself. You do need to push yourself out of your comfort zone. The zone where you grow is outside of your comfort zone. So look for opportunities for you to challenge yourself. So for me, going live like this was a challenge for me a few years ago. It was a challenge. I thought I would never be able to go live on video like this. It seemed scary for me. It still is scary for me sometimes. But I challenged myself to do it. And the more that I do something, the easier it becomes. And the more I realize, oh, actually, it's not that hard. It's quite okay. I can do it. And then after you've overcome that one challenge, you'll feel like you want to overcome another challenge, and you have motivation once you know that you are able to overcome any challenges. And if you look back of all the things that you've achieved, the big things that you achieved in life, it's usually because you challenged yourself, right? Okay. Lida says, try the best one. We can do it. We can speak good in English step by step. Thank you. All right, number 10. Make it fun, right? This is so important. This is the last tip, right? Make it fun. It's so important for you to make it fun, because I've been serious all day in this morning in this session, but I want to encourage you to make it fun, right? You don't have to learn English from a boring, big old, thick grammar textbook. You can learn English from your hobbies. So maybe you love gardening. Maybe you can take an online course that's in English about gardening. Maybe you love watching movies like I do. I love watching movies. Watch a movie in English once in a while. Or you love listening to music. Try listening to music that's in English and not just in your native language. So make it fun, right? Because English is something that is, make it part of your life. And that's the only way for you to learn a language, is you have to use it. So it's part of your life. Okay? So share with me, what is your hobby and how are you going to learn English through your hobby? Sometimes for me, I'm like, do I even have a hobby? I don't know if I have a hobby. I work too much. But I realize that I love watching movies. I love writing. I love to read. So I use these three channels, I call them the channels, for me to learn something through these 3 ways, which is reading, writing, watching movies. Okay? So make it fun. Make English learning fun for you. Okay, so let's summarize the 10 ways to stay motivated to learn English. I'm going to make the screen bigger because the writing might be a bit small. Number 1, figure out why you want to improve your English. Number 2, visualize yourself being fluent and proficient in English. Number 3, write down your goals and look at them every day. And write them in present tense, like I said just now. Number 4, determine the one thing you need to do consistently to improve your English. Number 5, tell people what you plan to do consistently to keep yourself accountable. Number 6, find a partner or a friend to team up with. Number 7, have a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. Number 8, take small but consistent steps. Number 9, challenge yourself. It's through the challenges that we grow. And number 10, make it fun, right? You're not going to do something if it's not fun for you. So that's all from me for today. Thanks so much for joining me. Let me see what we say. Okay, Sutra says that she will watch movies. Great. Amril, slowly but surely, small steps creates habit. Yes, that's true. It's the small things that we do every day that will add up in the long run. Right. Thanks so much. Let me see. Akmal says, is it normal when I keep making mistakes in English grammar and I correct myself immediately? I do have my own goals daily in improving my English, but sometimes I feel that making too much mistakes does affect my motivation. Yes, it's normal to keep making mistakes. I know even native speakers make mistakes, especially when we're speaking. It's normal to make mistakes when we speak. And it's okay to correct yourself as well. It's even better when you correct yourself immediately because you can catch yourself. Just keep on doing it. Just know that if you compare yourself from today than where you were, say, a year ago, have you seen any improvement? Really think about that. And you probably have if you have been consistently learning. And you will continue to grow if you keep it up. Just keep it up. Keep making mistakes. I always tell our students that it's from the mistakes that we learn, right? Because when we make a mistake, you're like, okay, I'm not going to make that same mistake again. Or, okay, I learned from that mistake and I'm going to avoid that mistake next time. So we are building on top of our mistakes. Okay, Akmal, just keep the momentum going. Right, thanks, Safura. One Shaki says she watches Lingua Marina on YouTube. Okay, I haven't heard of that. Ji Heng says internalize the power of English. Okay, great. Let's see who else. Do you have any more questions? If you don't have any questions, that's all. So if you don't have any questions for me, remember to sign up. If you haven't already, sign up to our email list at myenglishmatters.com. Once you sign up, you will get our 7 tips to help you speak with confidence. It's a mini course that we send through email. So when you sign up, you'll get the first 3 tips in one day, and then you'll get the next 3 tips the next day, and then the last tip on the following day. So you get those 7 tips sent to your email. And then after that, you get our weekly emails every Thursday with tips and lessons to help you improve your English. So go to myenglishmatters.com and I hope to see you there. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope to see you next week on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Bye. Assalamualaikum.